from this tiny little studio on this tiny little Greek island. It is partly cloudy, or maybe I should say partly sunny today. Comes and goes. We have another storm coming in. The weather this past week has been crazy. Unusual. It's been many, many years since we've had this type of stormy, windy, difficult weather. I think I mentioned last week a few of the boats here on the island sank, which is very unusual, to have such bad weather. And again, my heart goes out to all those in need from these difficulties, these troubles that out of the blue the weather can bring. So yesterday, again, we had a power outage in the afternoon, evening. I was, there it was. And it looks like, again, this week, today it's starting the southern wind, so at least it's going to be warmer, but the southern winds brings even stronger winds and potentially very, very dangerous, although I don't think it's going to be that bad. But we are on a tiny Greek island, and with strong winds and strong weather and storms, our electricity goes out very easily. So just a forewarning, if I am not here and you're wondering, where did Vita go? Probably no electricity. So that's on the forefront of today, moving into tomorrow, Friday. And today, again, so you can see I've got this demo painting that I'm working on for the next YouTube video. I filmed most of it yesterday. I think I'll go back in and adjust a few things and just put it up and out there on, how to paint a tree the right way, right? There are certain rules that we start with when we learn how to paint something such as a tree, and you begin there, putting one foot in front of the other so you can learn to walk, right? Painting is the same type of process. You get some information, you try your hand at the canvas, and when you know a few things, you're able to make it work in a much better way. So this painting here, this example, is in mid-morning light, like let's say around 10 or 11 in the morning, and how you paint a tree in that way. And I use that time frame because that is generally the basic times that we do put together paintings. So either morning light or, afternoon, late afternoon, like 4 or 5 o'clock, depending on your time zone where you are. And the lighting situations are very similar for that. The lighting, specifically the lighting situation, is basically the same. The thing that changes from the morning to the afternoon is the color of the light, but that's too much for this very beginning step. So if you can learn some of these rules, which can all be broken, they can all be broken depending on the situation, but for this particular setup, it's a good place to start. So that's what the focus of this video is going to be on, and I'll try and get it up today. Hopefully, if I've got internet, we hold up today. I think we will. I think it'll be fine. Other things in the studio is getting back to, yeah, you can kind of see it over there, this little painting. It's the early morning light in Savannah, this incredible sunrise that was happening with building storm clouds at the same time, and oh my goodness, it was phenomenal. And I've always wanted to paint it, so I've got a study going of that to test it out, and let's see how that turns out. Other than that, boy, you know, there's all the tech stuff that needs to be done, and all these things that I'm continually learning and moving forwards on that path, right? And an act of service in an act of trying to understand how I work. When you open up to really trying to take a look at yourself, you come across a lot of things that, you know, maybe aren't that nice, or maybe aren't that honest or beautiful, or, you know, the way that you'd like to see yourself. You know that underneath there are ulterior motives based in the ego self, right? And here's the thing: if you're going to take the journey inwards, and you're going to dare to look at all of those things, all of those more negative things about yourself, but you're doing it from a place of balance and centeredness, it is helpful. It is a joy. It is deeply moving to be able to see yourself with all those things that you don't like, and allow those things to be as they are, but knowing that no longer do they have the power to overwhelm you and take over. They no longer have that power. That is the difference between, you know, like diving inwards and seeing something bad, right? Somewhere where you have failed, right? And seeing it in a different light. Seeing it as, yeah, I messed up there. For many years, I've messed up in this area of my life. And being able to notice it from a place of the glass half full and up, that becomes a tool for you to grow and to deepen and to become a better artist of your own life, right? This is your masterpiece. And, you know, you can be painting on canvases and trying to create the masterpiece. And the two really do go hand in hand. What you understand and develop and grow from in here will find its way onto your canvas. Ooh, it just does. It just does. So spending the time in the self, I don't know, contemplation, the opening the space, getting rid of the ego, which you don't get rid of, getting rid of the control of the ego. We can say that, but the ego needs to be there. It's necessary. It's what propels us forward. We need it. It's not a bad thing, you guys. Stop. We have been taught all these past, I don't know what, 30 years, how bad the ego is. Ego is not bad. It's just a misconstrued element of who we are. And because the ego can get out of hand and latching on for control, and if it's speaking through you and you're not aware of what's going on, you know, then it can be trouble, sure, but it's not meant to be, at least in my tiny island, tiny little studio philosophy. So, going on to creating paintings and creating your masterpiece and learning how to work your brushes and your colors and the idea behind your painting and bringing all of it coming down and taking the wide creative what's the word? The wild creative spark that happens when you have an idea and whittling it down and bringing it down and pushing it through to get to this stage where you're actually painting that beautiful idea. And you have to bring it down, you have to limit it. It has to be constrained in order for you to put it out into the world as a painting. And that is, oh, that's so exciting. It's so exciting. And to pull it through, to see the mistakes, to see what you did wrong, to sit with it, to be like, yeah, okay, I really messed that one up. I've got a huge mistake in this one, right? In this example. And it's geared towards beginners. And I have made a beginner's mistake in this example here. So coming to terms with that and saying, okay, that happened. But if I go, oh my God, I can't possibly upload this. What would people think? And coming from that perspective, then the fear is taking control, and that ain't going to get me anywhere. Nothing's going to happen. I can't share anything with you if I'm lost in that kind of thing. So, yeah, I messed up in here, but it's really not an important mess up. It's just a mess up, and it can be good enough to bring out into this YouTube sphere. So coming to my wild thoughts, right? Coming back to the core of what I'm trying to say is love your mistakes. Love, allow, accept your failures. It is the only way to expand into your more loving, compassionate, authentic, artistic self. At least in my tiny island, tiny little studio philosophy. That's how it works for me. So you guys, I'm going to be off in my day, start working, getting my stuff done, and I will see you all again, hopefully, if we have internet, tomorrow. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Hello. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I love the validation. Thank you. I love it and I need it. So your comments and your support have been keeps me here, keeps me pushing that record button, keeps me being my clumsy, goofy self. Yeah, it's good. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Be inspired. Be creative. Be you. always. Take care.